Hallo, grüß Gott, Servus, herzlich willkommen zu unserem Live-Webcast gemeinsam mit unserem Gast, dem Lorenzo Alori vom Anbieter, Hersteller, Entwickler Domotz, der uns heute durch die Lösung selbst begleiten wird. Die Show findet gemischt, teilweise in englischer Sprache statt, wie hier angekündigt, damit wir auch quasi das Originalstatement des Herstellers mit einbinden könnten. Alle Fragen und so weiter können Sie ja bitte natürlich gerne jederzeit hier an uns zu stellen, als solches über die Chatbox im GoToWebinar-Client, den Sie haben. Prinzipiell sind Sie gemutet und aber herzlich eingeladen, über die Fragensektion oder Chatsektion eben Ihre Fragen live zum aktuellen Geschehnis dann entsprechend zu stellen. Rein vom Datenschutz her wäre dann noch anzumerken, dass diese Sitzung aufgezeichnet wird, um sie einerseits Ihren Kollegen zum Beispiel dann später weiterzugeben oder um jene Menschen, die sich registriert, aber verhindert sind, ebenfalls einen Einblick in die Lösung geben zu können. Wir machen ein klein wenig Trockenübungen sozusagen jetzt, aber sehr kurz. Wir halten uns hier ganz kompakt, um dann anschließend gleich an den Lorenzo zu übergeben und hier quasi eine Live-Demo, Live-Übersicht über die Funktionalitäten der Lösung geben zu können. Worum geht es prinzipiell? Wir haben hier einen Anbieter mit der domotz, die mittlerweile innerhalb kürzester Zeit relativ großen Erfolg einfahren konnten. Das heißt, es gibt schon eine globale Präsenz. Das Unternehmen selbst ist im mittleren Größenbereich. Das heißt, es ist kein so riesiger Elefant, der extrem unflexibel ist, sondern ist eher das Gegenteil der Fall als solches. Und der Hersteller ist drauf und dran, zum Leader im Network Monitoring Bereich zu werden. Und Sie werden dann auch gleich feststellen, warum das entsprechend so ist. Es gibt bereits viele 10.000 Netzwerke, die hier in der Lösung gemonitort werden. Viele Partner, Kunden, die in erster Linie natürlich IT-Unternehmen sind, die das Netzwerkmonitoring für den Kunden übernehmen. Die MSP-Funktionalitäten sind ja nach wie vor in aller Munde. Das heißt, hier haben wir immer wieder kleinere oder größere Herausforderungen an einen Managed Service Provider oder einen Managed Security Provider, wenn Sie das so möchten. Hier kommen dann immer wieder Punkte auf, wie sind denn die Geräte im Netzwerk meines Kunden verknüpft, wie hängt das alles zusammen, solches, wie ist es strukturiert, wo steht was und was hat denn bei einem allenfalls Ausfall eines Gerätes, welche Folgen hat es, welche anderen Geräte zieht das mit runter eventuell, wie hängt alles zusammen. Hier muss natürlich dann auch logischerweise eine Gesamtbetrachtung stattfinden, wenn Sie so wollen, dass Sie halt wirklich alle Komponenten im Netzwerk einbeziehen in diese Gesamtbetrachtung. Ne? Wenn ein Switch ausfällt oder ein Access Point, dann ist das natürlich auch, hat das Auswirkungen auf die Server, auf die Workstations und so weiter. Und zusätzlich können wir hier in dem Bereich auch immer mehr mit IoT-Devices rechnen, die allenfalls ins Kundennetzwerk eingebunden sind. Ich rede hier nicht vom intelligenten Kühlschrank oder so, sondern ich rede hier eher von Türöffnern, die über die Serverlandschaft gesteuert sind, wo jeder nur mehr einen Token hat, statt einem Schlüssel zum Büro. Die Türen öffnen sich dann entsprechend und diese IoT-Devices sind natürlich auch sehr systememinent mittlerweile. Und dann kommt es natürlich immer zu diesem Punkt, wo dann evaluiert werden muss, wenn etwas ausgefallen ist, welche Effekte hat es, beziehungsweise welche Komponenten droht es mir hier mit hinunterzuziehen, quasi. Ja. Es kommt dann eben zur Fehleranalyse, zum Troubleshooting. Hier bietet unsere Lösung entsprechend auch die Möglichkeit, die Devices dann direkt anzusprechen, direkt reinzuschauen, sofern eben erreichbar zumindest, um dann eine Problemlösung angehen zu können. Mit dabei ist auch natürlich Bottlenecks zu finden in Form von Network Performance Thematiken. Welche Durchsätze, welche Datendurchsätze hat meine Webanbindung, meine Switches und so weiter? Wo gibt es hier eventuell Engpässe, wo ich von der Konfiguration her eingreifen kann, um hier eine performantere Netzwerkleistung anbieten zu können? Und natürlich das Prüfen des Netzwerkes auf neu aufgeschlagene Devices, Komponenten und so weiter. Und das Ganze natürlich mit einem nahezu Echtzeit-Performance-System, weil es ist ja jetzt nicht relevant, wenn Sie einmal am Tag das Netzwerk scannen und dann feststellen, dass vor vielen Stunden hier ein fremdes Device sich ins Netzwerk eingehängt hat. Das muss natürlich mit einem kleinstmöglichen Verzögerungsfaktor funktionieren. Und all diese Herausforderungen können natürlich auch entsprechend gelöst werden, sonst würden wir die hier jetzt nicht aufzählen. Es geht um die unmittelbare Sichtbarkeit zum Beispiel in der Lösung. Domotz kann hier entsprechend helfen, dadurch, dass wir hier Echtzeitinformationen liefern können. Wir sehen unter anderem auch die Abhängigkeit der einzelnen Devices untereinander. Welche Auswirkungen das hat, ergibt sich eben aus dieser Konstellation, aus diesen Informationen. Wir können von der technischen Seite her unter anderem SNMP-Abfragen machen, die Statusinformationen abfragen. Ist es gesund, ist es kritisch oder ist es eben ausgefallen? Und die Details dazu, warum das so ist, von wann bis wann das so war und so weiter. Und wir haben die Möglichkeit, hier Performance-Messungen zu machen und eben entsprechend zu sehen, wo kann ich denn dran schrauben, dass hier noch ordentliche Verbesserungen, ordentliche Performance-Steigerungen und so weiter in diese Richtung vonstatten gehen. Das Ganze gibt es dann natürlich in einer Cloud-Oberfläche, damit Sie hier mehrere Kunden, mehrere Standorte, viele Netzwerke in einem eigenen einzelnen zentralen Dashboard haben können. Ist natürlich die ideale Vorgehensweise, hier entsprechend zu arbeiten. Wie lernen Sie Ihr Netzwerk kennen und vertiefen das Wissen darüber, indem Sie eben entsprechend ein sogenanntes Asset Management fahren und die passende Dokumentation dazu sicher griffbereit vorlegen. Das geht natürlich über viele verschiedene Möglichkeiten. Mit der Domotz-Plattform haben Sie hier einen One-Stop-Shop in der Richtung sozusagen, wo Sie eben wirklich Ihr Netzwerk Asset Management für viele verschiedene Kunden parallel zentral haben. Zusätzlich dann angenehmerweise eben gleich eine Diagnose- und Managementmöglichkeit haben und mit einher mit all diesen Informationen und Daten geht dann eben auch der Punkt, dass ich hier meine Security und allenfalls die Awareness-Komponente mit berücksichtigen kann und dem Kunden entsprechend auch kommunizieren kann. Das Ganze ist angenehm aufgebaut. Der Hersteller hat hier ein sehr feines Lizenzmodell etabliert. Das ist mithin auch sicher einer der Gründe, warum hier die domotz definitiv einige andere alternative Lösungen ablöst momentan, warum es hier eine starke Steigerung gibt. Es ist einfach dieses Lizenzmodell, dass es hier einfach um eine Site, ein Netzwerk geht zum Fixpreis, egal wie viele Devices in diesem Netzwerk sich befinden. Sie haben auch keine großen Starthürden, das heißt, dass Sie mit XY an Sites oder Kunden beginnen müssen. Gerade in der Anfangsphase, wo man sich dann mal vorsichtig herantastet an die Lösung, die kennenlernen möchte und das bei einem Ballonkunden zum Beispiel startet, haben viele Anbieter halt einfach das Problem, dass sie sagen, okay, Minimum sowieso, und hier ist dann natürlich für den Partner die Entscheidung viel schwerer, sich den Nutzen des Produktes anzueignen, wenn ich hier eine große Starthürde habe. Die haben wir hier bei der domotz entsprechend eben nicht. Es gibt auch keine Bindungsfristen. Das heißt, es ist eigentlich mehr oder weniger, sieht es nicht nur aus wie ein ideales Lizenzmodell, so wie man sich das eigentlich immer schon vorgestellt hat. Cloud-Produkt, Vorteile und so weiter, die uns von vielen Herstellern ja eben verkauft werden. Na, mit einem Cloud-Produkt haben Sie so viele Vorteile. Das ist hier in diesem konkreten Fall tatsächlich auch wirklich so. Wir haben eine monatliche Abrechnungsperiode und Sie können dann einfach sagen, okay, im Folgemonat möchte ich heute 1, 2, 3 Sites oder alle Sites nicht mehr benutzen, dann ist das entsprechend auch wirksam. Das heißt, hier gibt es keine großartigen Verpflichtungen, kein Minimum, einen angenehmen kalkulierbaren Preis pro Site des Kunden, und dann gibt es auch keine versteckten Kosten, keine sonstigen Hürden, mit denen Sie hier konfrontiert werden. An dieser Stelle dieser kurze Trockenlauf auch schon beendet, und ich möchte dann direkt an den Lorenzo weitergeben. Ich werde diesem jetzt den Desktop übergeben und sein Mikrofon freischalten. Lorenzo, ich hoffe, du bist schon soweit.
Oh, hi, Alexander. I'm sorry, I don't speak German, so it was.
Yeah,
like,
I see. Yeah, I should send you an alert in front. I missed this one, so sorry. But
sorry,
okay,
no
you're online. Your screen is visible. We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So, hi everyone, and again, thanks, Alexander, for inviting me today to speak about domotz. Are you sure my presentation? Can you see it? How domotz work?
Well, the thing is, I see we can see your script.
Okay, so let me see if I can remove.
You have a 2-monitor system?
Yes.
Yeah, so try.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, that's fine. That's quite good.
That's
now.
the right one. Okay, perfect. So let me present myself. I'm Lorenzo Lori, Customer Success Manager at domotz. And my main duty is assisting our European users right after they have registered the domotz account, taking them from the agent installation to advanced and proficient network monitoring using the domotz components. So in short, I'll be your primary contact after Nestec for the domotz software. After you've installed your trial version of domotz, and I will be helping you in the onboarding process if you need to. What I'll be doing today is show you the most useful features so that you'll be able to have a broad vision domotz before starting your trial. And if you already started a trial with us, you will be also, this will be also helping you to, I can say, approach domotz from another point of view, and also maybe discover domotz features which you might not seen yet. So how domotz works? First of all, the domotz agent has a lightweight probe, an agent, which has to be deployed in the customer's network. It's open source. It's available for various operating systems platforms. So you have a Windows agent, a Linux agent, an agent for Raspbian, so for Raspberry Pis, and also can be deployed on NAS, Synology, QNAP, ReadyNAS, and also can be, I mean, we also ship, I can say, the pre-configured images for hypervisors, such as for VMware, for Hyper-V, for VirtualBox, and soon also for Proxmox. We have also a hardware version of our probe, which is called domotz. And this is a really turnkey solution. So you buy it on Amazon, you plug it in onto your network, and you start monitoring your network right away. The second component is the domotz cloud, and this is the core component outside domotz. It is hosted on AWS, so Amazon Web Services, and we have two main data centers. One is in Europe, in Ireland, and one is in North America. Obviously, this is for GDPR reasons. So your data will resides where the client resides. Also, we do have 6 other data centers in various parts of the world that serves as gateways for remote connection to device. This is what we call the domotz tentacles, and these are dynamically chosen to customer proximity. It is important to say that these 6 data centers that we use for remote connections for devices do not contain any data related to the users. And then we have the third component, which is obviously the domotz front end. So the web app, we have a web app, a mobile app, so for your cell phones and for tablet devices, for Android and for Apple iOS. And we do also have a desktop app for Apple computers, so for macOS, for Linux, and for Windows. So, but what does the agent do once you install it on your network? So once you deploy the probe, it starts scanning your network, and it does identify all devices and all the information related to those devices that it is able to find. This scanning task uses rspan and rping on all network interfaces attached to the machine that hosts the domotz probe. So let me get domotz app. So this is the domotz app. So for example, let me get an agent here. When I talk about interfaces, I talk about these. So here, for example, I defined in the system various interfaces that are attached to various networks, and my probe, so my only probe that I have in my network, my agent. I like to say probe and agent like this, 2 words, because our solution is not like an RM. We do have only 1 agent per network, so we can say 1 probe per network. So we can say that's it's what we call an agentless solution. You don't have to install an agent for each endpoint that you want to monitor. So this 1 agent actually is monitoring here all these interfaces here. This is the network which is deployed on it. So the NIC interfaces he is monitoring is the HTH0, and these here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 VLANs attached to the system, and this is another network which is attached to HTH1. So at the same time, our probe is scanning all these networks. So what about networks? As it is,
the standard full-featured domotz agent is able to scan a maximum /1222 mask, so 1022 hosts. We do support also networks bigger than /22. We can support also up to /16 networks, but this feature is part of our enterprise plan. If you are interested in it, we can talk about it at the end of our presentation. We do also, it must be said that we do support unlimited devices, so we don't charge for device monitored or for network device monitored. And we do say that are unlimited because you can attach as many as VLANs that you want to it, and so you can have a lot of devices up more than the /22 mask. Normally you use /24 masks for VLANs, and so you're able to segment your network into many small networks which can be monitored by domotz. So as you have seen, we do support VLANs. Obviously, you need a switch that supports that, and you have to plug, to do that, you have to plug the domotz agent on a trunk port, which is able to see all the VLANs that you want to scan. Domotz also supports the scanner rooted networks, which could be attached to your main network, and you do that by configuring private subnets. I'll show you later. But on the rooted networks, you will be possible to see only layer 3 information. So you will be getting the IP information and monitor the status to the devices. There will be some limitations to all the integrations that we do and that we have, but I will show you later, which are based on layer 2. So let's go back to the first screen. So when you go online domotz, you enter this interface, which is divided into 2 menus, I would say 2 sections. Domotz is a multi-tenant solution. So on the left side here, you have this menu, which allows you to perform things on cross-agent, so on all your customers. On the right side, you will be able to search for individual agents or for agents which are connected to a customer of yours, which maybe have more than one network, and so more than one agent, and you will be able to select each agent and enter the agent itself, which has a lot of different sections. So what I want to start from is the network topology. So let me get easier to see one. So obviously this is a test environment, just to show demos. So apologize if there is something which is not working perfectly. So what we have here is our network topology, and from here we are able to see all the my switches, my IPs, my access point, and how to get this network topology. So if in your network there are RFC 411 compliant switches, we said that almost 95% of the managed switches are RFC 488 compliant, or if you have LDP compliant switches, after you enable SNMP on those switches with the right credentials and you set them in domotz, right after the first scanning, domotz is able to understand which device is attached to which port of the switch, and by knowing so, domotz is able to automatically create the network topology of your site. So from here, you are able to select a device and get the device directly and see all the information about it, or you're able to select each individual connection. from here, you will be seeing what like the traffic on that device and on which port the this device is connected to the other device which I have selected. So but let's talk about a very important matter of how to see and get visibility and perform things directly on your devices. So once the domotz probe scans, it also performs a deep scan for each device on your network. And from these scannings, it discovers the services available on each device. And therefore, he's able to list them and connect them. Normally, from the network topology, you just click on itself so that you're able to see all of the information. And as you can see, in the Connect tab, I'm able to see that this this switch here, this local switch here, is exposing in my private network these ports here. So SSH, Telnet, and port 80 HTTP port. And from here, I am able to directly connect to those services. For example, if I want to connect to the port 80, I just click on it. You have to wait a little bit to get to the port. And what domotz does is creating a reverse tunnel, a secure reverse tunnel that actually shows you directly the web page, the configuration page of the switch in this case. As you can see, you have this URL here, and you have to put username and password, and after that, you'll be able to enter the interface. Maybe we can try to find a better one. Let me see if I can just get to another agent where I have something more to show you. This tab here is a device list. When you get enter here, you can show all the devices in your agent. You can filter them. For example, you can want only the online ones, and you can group them, for example, by type. And by doing so, you will be distinguished the various category of those. For example, if I go here and I get this IP camera, I can connect to port 80. Let's see if the remote connection works. So that can show you like the login page. Must be said that, and this is an important security note, these connections are created using a secure encrypted reverse tunnel, which can be accessed only from my public IP, so the public IP that I'm using for my from where I am staying. And also there is another security level which is token based, token key based, I can see. So it does not permit me to use another browser. I'm sorry, this is kind of slow because probably there is also the GoToMeeting software which is making it a little bit slow. But as you can see, now it works. And I get the login to the camera, as you can see. So the security thing about these tunnels here is that if I cut and paste this and I give it to you, this link won't work. Also, if I use another browser and I just cut and paste it into another browser, this link would not give me the possibility to access that camera. So in regards to remote connections, we do also have a very important feature which is called VPN on demand. With this feature, instead of creating an endpoint on a specific port of a device, we instead get a real VPN tunnel which connects you directly to the network the agent is connected to. So actually, you become part of that network. You're able to ping devices. You do have two options for doing that. We do have a global and local VPN. Creating a local VPN on demand, you will be able to see all the devices in the remote network as like if you were sitting directly into that network. So the remote network becomes your part of your local network, I would say. So a real VPN. If instead you create a global one, all your traffic will be routed through the remote network. So you will be going on the internet using the gateway that you are actually using at that moment on the remote network. And therefore, your public IP, so this machine that I'm using now, this internet, will be the public IP of the remote network. When these features are very useful. These features are very useful for a variety of reasons. One of the most important one is that some devices, to connect to those devices, you need more than one port in parallel. Some printers requires that, some IP cameras requires that. Or in case of the global tunnel, global VPN tunnel, you might use this if you wanted to connect to servers which allow the access only from the remote network public IP. I often use this when I am trained and I use a mobile phone to connect to the internet like a hotspot. I want to access my servers which are reachable only from my office. So I go into domotz, I create a VPN tunnel, and I use my public IP of the office to access those servers. In terms of security, also in this case, we have very strong security. In this case, it's a triple protection. So we have a VPN key which is working only from that connection. We do have also a VPN duration of at most 1 hour. And also there is the file which is open from the computer can be opened only from that computer. Because when you open a VPN tunnel, you just click on this and it automatically download a configuration file for a VPN client. You have to wait until it gets downloaded, and you apply it on VPN client like this one. In this case, I'm using OpenVPN. So you import this profile, you connect. And after that, you are there. Then Smp monitoring. So once Smp is enabled on a device with default community strings or with custom SNMP strings, it is possible to create SNMP sensors on devices. So let me use the search and manage to cross search all the devices and all the agents I am allowed to see. So let's get, for example, a printer. Let's get like an HP, maybe HP printer. Let me see. Here it is. Okay. So in case of the printers, UPS or NAS, we do have pre-configured sensors which can be applied to my devices. In this case, for example, as you can see here, I added a pre-configured sensor which allows me to see the levels of the various cartridges that I have in this color laserjet HP printer. Or I can try to find a UPS or a NAS, for example, Synology. And if I go inside Smp part, I can see that I have also Synology basic info, which are related obviously to temperature, power status, fan status, and all the things that I wanted to see in a NAS. Or in case of UPS, I will be able to access properties regarding the batteries and see if they are okay. So there is no alarms present, as you can see here. At the same time, I'm also able to add specific sensors from Bright browsing, the attached MIPS to that specific device. In this case, domotz scans from your device for all the MIPS which we do have in our database, and gives you the possibility to browse them and to search easily in them to find the right OID that you would like to monitor. For example, I search for battery, and then you get all these descriptions, and then when you find the right OID to attach to it, you just press the plus button, and you added it there, and you just go down and you see here the capacity. So it says battery normal in this case. What else? Also, you can use Smp on specific and custom, I could say, devices. For example, I can show you this Geist watchdog, which is a temperature sensors which has been installed in one of our rack servers rack. And in this case, there is no pre-configured sensors because it's pretty custom. And but you're able, obviously, as you can see here, Domotz tells me, hey, I discovered 2 MIPS, and I'm able, as I showed you before, to search for what I want to monitor. In this case, obviously, the temperature inside my rack, for example. And you can add whatever you prefer and you need to monitor. In this case, I have found some dew point, humidity, temperature, and obviously, it's very important, you can see the graphic of the sensor to see how it goes, and you can attach alerts on it. I will show you later how to attach alerts. So another important sections that I would like to show you inside one of my agents is the network performance section. I showed you before
when I show you various interfaces that are able to be seen. And so the network performance, I would say it's used to see the performance of your agent, and as well also to perform some troubleshooting to see if something is not working as expected. So the info tab shows you various general information about the agent, the network interfaces. Instead, the root analysis tab enable you to perform connectivity tests. So you're able to do like a trace route to some custom, to some important services, or to custom host names. You can also perform root analysis to an internal IP if you see that something is not quite good. Then you have the speed test, and this is and it enables us to perform internet connection tests and to monitor the internet connection. We do have two main different speed tests: FAST, which is provided by Netflix, and MLab, which is provided by Google. Then we also have a classic domotz test, which is used mainly for troubleshooting purposes from our support. Then we do have a downtime tab, which is which shows when the agent has gone offline and when it comes back online. It's like to see what happened actually to my agent. Sometimes this also indicates that the internet connection has been dropped in the site. Then you have the alert section, which is where you can put alerts directly connected to that agent. As a matter of fact, the first alert that you have to set up in domotz is an alert that says that checks that the domotz agent is working. In this case, as you can see here, we are monitoring the network events directly connected to this IoT lab agent. So we are monitoring the collection logs, and we are actually sending a ticket to PSA, to Autotask in this case. And we are also monitoring the connection recovery. So I will get an alert I will get a ticket in my ticketing system saying, hey, the connection has been lost, that agent is not longer online. And then when it comes back online, I will also get another alert saying that the connection is recovered. Also, as you can see here, I have a device discovery alert. This is a security system that we have inside domotz, which is actually we do perform a continuous scan, as I told you before. So as soon as a new device comes in our section, in our site, we get notified because we set up that alert. In this case, let me see. When you go inside the network security section of your agent, you will get this three different features that we have. And if you enter into the device discovery section, you will be seeing a report saying to you each new device when was connected and if it reappeared once from a longer period of time, which was not, which was offline. So if you create an alert each time a new device enter one of your networks, you will be notified about that event. Still, in the network security section, you see that there are the other two different features. First one is the Open Tcp port scanner, which is actually our cloud, which scans from any open port on the public IP address. And if you have those ports, it tells you. And in this case, this port was open, and I was notified about it, and I said that this
port was safe. In regard to security issues, in this list, you will be able to see also if there are any security issues found. For example, in this agent here on this site, we have 12 security issues found. You enter your agent, you go into network security, you take a look to the what could be the issues, and I can see here that we have UPP or forwarding scanner. What is this feature? So this feature checks if the gateway, so the router, has the universal plug-and-play service enabled. This is something which is contained mostly in low-end router, and it could be a security issue since it can be used by malwares. In this case, what do we say to the user is that it is this service is enabled, and that's a security issue by itself. And these hosts inside my network are using it. So what you can do is mark them safe or trying to resolve the problem. If you delete these and you have not resolved the issue, they will come up again. So let me see if I have instead something regarding the Open Tcp Scanner. Here I probably have something regarding that. So you go inside your network security issue, security section, and here we have both. In this case, we have an open port. So what domotz has been able to do is scanning your gateway, your public IP, and saying that there is an open port on your gateway. In this case, we do have port 443 open on your gateway. We can mark it, or we can close it and then delete the warning. So in this case, we have an open port on our router. To see which device is exposing that port, you need obviously to get inside your router configuration and see the NAT section or the port forwarding section. So let's talk about a little bit about alert settings. So domotz has two main types of alerts: shared alerts and the personal alerts. The personal alerts are the simplest one, and these alerts can be set on devices, on each device. Sorry. Each device, and for example, let's re-get the Geist watchdog. So personal alerts are personal. So I define them as a user of domotz, and I get notified. Shared alerts instead are team-based, so they are shared. I define them, and all my team gets the notification. Normally, shared alerts, I use it within ticketing systems. So I'll just show you. For this device, you go inside the alerts section, you go inside, for example, personal alerts, and here you can set them up. Personal alerts can be received by email, so my email at that point, and can be also received on the mobile app. So a push notification on your mobile app. Shared alerts instead are defined in this way. You create a profile. So for example, let's edit this. You give a name to the shared alert. You pick up a color for that alert. And you decide where to send these alerts. In this case, we define this contact channel or an auto task. And what this alert is doing is monitoring when the device goes up, when the device goes down. It alerts me on configuration change. I will talk about this just right after alerts. And also it is used for connection recovery and connection loss. So these network events are related to the agent itself. These are device status events to device status. Then obviously we have Smp events, which I was talking to you before, and Tcp events. Tcp events are monitoring the status of a specific service on a device. So let's talk about the configuration management. So domotz allows also customers to easily import, backup, and check of the configuration of a networking appliance. For example, we do support many brands like Cisco, WatchGuard, FortiGate, SonicWall, HP Aruba. But let me get like the Cisco device. So as I've shown you before, you enter this device, you have separate tabs for them. And if you enable the configuration management, you will be able to see this config part, and you will be able to do configuration management for that device. So every 6 hours, a backup is done, and it goes directly on cloud. You can perform manual backups using the Backup Now configuration, and also you have a history of all automatic backups, and you are also able to compare configurations using this view button. So it actually gives me the difference between this backup and another backup. As you can see here, there is the diff directly on the backup. Also, in case of the network appliances which have a startup configuration and run, is able to check for misalignments between the two. Also, it is able, you can restore by clicking the restore button a previous configuration, and this is very useful sometimes. We can download the configuration, and we can upload the configuration to the switch. So we are able actually to do a lot of things with within domotz to network appliances. So let me talk about a little bit about team management. So the domotz team. We do have 3 main roles inside domotz. The team master, which is one account, only one account, which can manage the team, view and manage all agents. So an administrative account. I can also access the billing part. Then we have the team members, which can view and manage all agents and add new agents. And then we have field operators, which are actually can do anything on the agents that they are assigned to by the team master or the team members, but only on those agents. And this is mainly used by MSPs to give access to the domotz applications to their customer. Then we do also have an external another role, which is called collaborators, which are like field operators, but they have some restrictions. For example, for seeing streaming of cameras, all the do screenshot of security cameras, and all this stuff. Then what I'd like also to show you is logging and report section. So inside your agent, you do have also a section which is called the logging and reports. And in this section, there is an audit log for that specific agent. So we log the remote connection and power control on devices. Oh yes, power control is something which I didn't show you. For example, if we have power over Ethernet devices, try to get the power over Ethernet lines. I will be seeing this interfaces tab here, and from here I will be able to power cycle my devices. I'm not doing that because this is not working. It's very useful to be able to access these from but going back to reports, in the reports section, I will be also able to send to my email or to my team's email a report, last 30 days report of my network. This is very useful to give to my customers. I should probably have one of those here ready. Get one just to show you. Right, my email. So I got this report. As you can see here, you can put your logo on them. And then you get agent information, agent status, what happened to your agent during the last 30 days, agent connection history, my internet connection report, my important devices, uptime for each important devices, and so on. Alexander, I think I've shown a lot. I don't know if you want to start a question answers session.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Lorenzo, for this impression into the solution. I will make a conclusion in German language, and also I want to invite our guests, participants to put in their questions into the chat section or into the question section of the GoToWebinar client, if there are some. Well, let's switch to German language again to make this altogether the overview again. Gut, wir haben hier jetzt einen ersten rudimentären Eindruck erhalten von der Domotz-Lösung. Und das ist eigentlich eines der Hauptargumente, voll funktionsfähige, aber dennoch leistbare und für den MSP-Dienstleister absolut mit einer fixen Größe kalkulierbaren Plattform. Das heißt, Sie haben hier, egal welche Kundengröße und egal welche Services und Devices, in welcher Ausbaustufe auch immer Sie hier monitoren möchten, immer einen Fixpreis. Das ist ein essentielles Argument hier für die Domotz-Lösung, dass Sie hier das Ganze als Werkzeug zum Beispiel benutzen können für Ihren Monitoring-Bedarf, den Kunden immer online zu halten. Das ist ja schließlich das, was er von Ihnen auch erwartet, letztendlich. Und wenn ich hier ein Werkzeug habe mit einem fix kalkulierbaren Größenordnung, dann tue ich mir hier natürlich entsprechend leichter. Die Plattform bietet Monitoring aller Netzwerk-Devices mit einem Auto-Discover aller Devices als solches. Das heißt, wir benötigen eine Probe, eine Sonde, um das Netzwerk zu scannen. Die scannt dann eigenständig die Devices und bringt uns diese in unser Dashboard, erkennt dort auch die Art und Type des Devices, eventuell den Hersteller, und bietet mir dann von vornherein verschiedene Smp-Monitorings an, welche mir die entsprechenden Werte ausgeben. Ich setze dann Alarmierungs-Thresholds, Schwellenwerte, die mir dann allenfalls selbst oder in ein definiertes Team meiner Techniker oder auch an den Kunden entsprechende Alarmierungen ausgeben kann. Außerdem kann ich ja in mein Ticketsystem posten und auch direkt aus dem domotz-System mir eine Konnektion aufbauen, um dieses Problem, das alarmiert wurde, hier allenfalls auch gleich direkt sofort zu lösen. Zusätzlich als wirklich sehr angenehmes Feature haben wir für viele dieser Devices die Möglichkeit, Firmware oder Settings in einem Backup automatisiert oder manuell anzustoßen, Vergleiche zu machen. Das ist sehr, sehr sinnvoll. Jetzt auch für mich aus Nicht-Techniker-Sicht, dass ich eben sage, okay, plötzlich geht irgendwas im Device nicht mehr. Ich kann hier über das Monitoring erkennen, wann wurde welches Gerät zuletzt manipuliert, und dann mit aktivierter Backup-Funktion kann ich auch sehen, wie diese Änderungen, welche Änderungen gemacht wurden, und diese allenfalls zurückrollen, um zu sagen, okay, diese Änderung ging schief, meine Netzwerkperformance ist um 50% gesunken oder wie auch immer, dass der Effekt daneben ist. Ich setze jetzt auf den vorherigen Zustand zurück und sehe, ob das die Ursache war. Da gibt es kein Raten mehr sozusagen in Zukunft, wo denn das Problem jetzt liegen könnte, insbesondere dann, wenn mehrere Techniker eventuell in einem Netzwerk arbeiten und dieser Techniker dann vielleicht einen schlechten Tag hatte oder im Urlaub ist, frei hat, nicht Dienst hat. Dann haben die anderen Teammitglieder diese Möglichkeit, hier entsprechend flott zu reagieren, anstatt im Dunkeln zu tappen, was denn hier das Problem sein könnte. Zahlreiche weitere Funktionalitäten ergänzen dann diese Plattform und wie gesagt in erster Linie natürlich zum Festpreis pro Kundenstandort. Ich sehe parallel hier jetzt mal nach, ob Sie uns irgendwelche Fragen eingestellt haben. Noch kann ich keine finden. Ich denke, es ist soweit auch relativ klar von der Funktionalität her. Die Möglichkeiten sind nicht vergleichbar mit einem RMM-Tool, wo ich halt wirklich Workstations oder Server patchen kann. Dafür habe ich entsprechend eine schöne Ergänzung eventuell für mein RMM, weil ich alle Netzwerkdevices erreichen kann, weil ich die auch remote erreichen kann, mir allenfalls direkt einen VPN-Tunnel bauen kann ins Netzwerk des jeweiligen Kunden, ohne jetzt großartig VPN-Strecken fest konfigurieren zu müssen. Und wie wir hier auch in der Demo kurz gesehen haben, ist es ja so designt, dass Sie hier keine Security Issues oder Security Problematik sich mit diesen Aktionen dann eröffnen. Ja, mein Fenster ist etwas klein, aber es sind dann im Grunde doch durchaus einige Fragen gekommen. Ich versuche das jetzt etwas besser zu gestalten. Sekundal, wir haben hier ein paar Fragen. Einen direkten Vergleich zu klassischen Anwendungen, die man vielleicht jetzt schon kennt, Nagios, PRTG, wäre allenfalls sicher 21 € pro Netzwerk oder Kunde pro Netzwerk, wenn Sie im Kunden einen Hauptstandort haben und der aber vielleicht 2 oder 3 Filialen hat, die separat getrennte Netzwerke haben, dann sind das entsprechend 21 € pro Netzwerk als solches. Den Vergleich schauen wir, dass wir den über die Unterlagen allenfalls als PDF zur Verfügung stellen. Kam die Frage, ich habe die Frage hier ja entsprechend, weiß auch, wie ich das entsprechend weiterleiten kann. Darf ich sonst etwas beantworten? Allenfalls. Is there any other question here yet? So there was one question regarding competitors, Lorenzo. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So one of these questions is about competitors. Do you have some comparison table or something like this in your materials?
We are preparing those. What can I say? I can tell you that, for example, I'm not very experienced on PRTG, but I know a little bit of it. What we have more is we have remote connections to devices and also support for ticketing systems and alerts directly on ticketing systems. What we do not have still, but we are doing it because we do continuous development, is the monitoring for services like I don't know, like MySQL. See if there is a problem directly on MySQL. But we do have a feature which is called OS monitoring, which is able to check your devices, your servers, and see for memory consumption, disks consumption, and also for hypervisors, we are able to list our virtual machines and logical and physical disks on virtual machines. But this is not related to SNMP. So we don't use, in this case, SNMP, but we do connect directly to the system through SSH, and we get those information directly from the system. We will be preparing.
That's very useful, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yes, we will be soon. I think that we can, like, for the next time that we do a webinar, we can show users also a little bit of comparison between the other systems. We can work with you to do that if you want.
Sorry. Finally, it is always the best way to do a practice test for the partners itself, because he's knowing the structure of a network already a little bit, or even less or more, and so he's getting data out of the system he's knowing about and can have some more relations to it. So how this with this trial also, is it complex or is it easy to do?
You mean to open a trial with Domotz?
Yeah,
it's pretty, it's self, it's really how can I say, easy. You just
just
create an account.
request one from us, yeah.
Oh yes, sure. I mean, you get the requests and you create your account, then you download the agent, you install it on your network. You can start with the Windows agent, and you can start monitoring your network right away. And also, you guys will be, doing like the first support, but also we are our support is very fast to respond if there is some complex thing to be resolved.
Yeah, so meaning what I want to tell is that it is quite a few clicks away that you're getting your first network into the system as a partner trial. There is no complex installation process or nothing else. You just have to request a trial demo from Nestec, and we will proceed with this, and then you just a few clicks away from monitoring your first network without any big installations or without any big configurations. Just create the first network in the dashboard and install this probe, and that's it.
Yes. Also, we have an onboarding on help.domotz.com. On this website, we do have a very easy to use guide, which is called Onboarding, how to get started with domotz. And from there, it takes you from the account creation to the installation of your agent, to the first configurations that you have to do, which is mainly set up SNMP on your managed switches. And from there, you just get your topology, and then you start to monitor your network and to proactively monitor it.
Okay, I see.
I see there is a lot of questions in German.
Yeah, of course, of course, it's in German, but there's no problem. I'm checking out.
Okay.
What's about networks that are segmented into a lot of parts? So is the product invoiced by a subnet or a tool?
Oh yes, I mean, you can add a private subnets, so layer 3 subnets, rooted subnets, or if your network is divided into VLANs, you can add VLANs. So VLANs, you can add as many VLANs as you want. Obviously, it depends on the computation on your hardware. It's able to manage them. The more that you put, the more that your probe is computing. So also you can add layer 3 subnets to it. Layer 3 subnets are not, are limited. I think that the standard package allows you to add 8 subnets. Then we have a booster pack that enables you to enrich these numbers. So you can get other 4 more to be added. So I can say that you can, with one agent, you can monitor multiple networks which are accessible from that network.
Okay, thank you. So there's another question about Hyper-V and clusters. Do you see that is a clustered machine or clustered environment here?
We do handle VMware machines, and we can get many informations from that. We do have an Hyper-V pre-configured VM for our probe, but still we're not doing the Hyper-V clusters monitoring. We will be doing that in the future, definitely. It is on road to be developed.
There is a question that naturally is coming. If some partner is having already some products in or some customers in, what about then license for their own network monitoring, meaning NFR and so, you know?
Can you elaborate on it a little more?
Well, if you're already or start partnering with domotz and putting in your first clients,
Yes.
your first
Yes.
networks, is there a way to have their own network from the partner itself as an not for resale license or so?
I'm sorry, I don't get the question.
Yeah.
So you already using domotz. So your partner is already using domotz, right?
As a sample, yeah. And partner is requesting to monitor his own network too. Yeah, not only for his customers, but
yes,
for his own. Is this a free one or is it in the regular invoicing?
It's a regular invoicing.
Okay. So you don't have an NFR program at all. So finally,
no,
so this is a question. How to say? Partners are training from time to time based on their own network, yeah, and before start rolling out to the customers itself. So what possibilities we have to do? So there is a trial period you can have to
you
play
have
around.
You have 14 days to play around. We can extend that if you want. And after that, when you have, if you activate your license, you can also move that license to customers of yours. So we have a procedure which is called the hardware swap. So you are able to put that license that you used for your office and you have paid it, and you can put that license onto another of your customers.
I see. So yeah, I see. Okay, so this one word to this 1024, or you mentioned 1022 devices per network, or can you explain it again?
Sure. Can I share my screen? I have like very easy to. I want you like to show.
Well, are you 1 second?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes. Let me see. How can I do it? Screen. Can you see it?
Yep.
So this is various scenarios that you can deploy domotz. So you have one subnet, no VLANs. Okay. So in this case, you have this subnet here, and you can monitor up to /22. This 24 is just an example, S/22. So you have instead 2 or more rooted subnets, no VLANs. Okay. In this case, you have a router here. You have 2 options. First one, which is the advised one, you put 2 domotz agents, one in the first network, in the first subnet, and one into the other network. In this case, you have 2 sites, and you get on both sides all the information, all the layer 2 and layer 3 information. Option number 2, which is the alternative, is that you use only one domotz agent, then you have a router here in the middle, and then you get to the other network. Here, you can create a rooted subnet, so a private subnet. You add it to the system, and what you can do is the limitations that you get, since you only have layer 3 information, is that you will not be getting device identification, type brand model, because this is obviously MAC address based, and only an IP address is available. You would not get the network topology, because network topology is based on protocols which rely on MAC addresses. And you don't have, you'll not be able to get configuration management and other interfaces cannot be used. What you can do is see if your devices are going up or down in the network, and you can connect remotely to the devices. Okay. Then, third scenario, you are monitoring more networks, and this is what the customer was asking. So you have a network which is segmented into more VLANs. So you have a domotz agent here in the main network. You have a VLAN. You have a managed switch which supports VLAN, and it is configured to support them. You plug the domotz agent into a trunk port, which can see VLAN, all the VLANs that you want to monitor. And in that case, you have 1,022 hosts on this network and 253 hosts on each VLAN. So the more VLAN that you put, the more devices that you can manage, that you can monitor. Then we have the fourth scenario, which is pretty different. So you put the domotz agent on a server, which has multiple NICs, multiple network interfaces, and you attach a network to each of those interfaces. In this case, you are getting, you are monitoring automatically all the networks attached to the interfaces on the server. Is right? Did you get it?
I think so.
Sandro?
Yeah. I think so. That's also you can also see it and read it back on blog domotz.com. I published a web address already here in the question section. There is one thing came into my mind is you mentioned this physical client you also provide. Is it often used, or what is the case here, the scenario to use this one?
Oh, this one? You mean this fourth scenario?
No, this domotz physical agent you're providing.
Oh, this is the standard
this box.
agent.
This box,
oh,
yeah.
The box. Oh, sorry. The box is used mainly on not very big networks, obviously, because it doesn't have a lot of computation, and it is advised to be used on small networks. And it's very useful if you have a lot of clients because you can configure it in your office and send it directly to the customer, and the customer will plug it in his network and it will work immediately.
Yeah, okay, I see.
So that's very useful for that. But it's very good for small networks. For big networks where you use, for example, Smp version 3, which requires a lot of computations because it is encrypted, so it needs to decode, all the traffic information. You probably need a real computer to run, the domotz agent on, with good computation, and not a small device as the domotz box are.
I see. So it makes sense in specific cases. So what we are talking about from pricing perspective?
Sorry?
What we are talking about from pricing perspective for this box?
Yes, it's like 100 euros. You can buy it on Amazon. Don't remember the exact price. You get it here. Box.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is it. So it's a ARM-based processor. It's 129 euros, and you can buy it directly on Amazon and get it delivered to you.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So have it been to be pre-configured also, or just?
It's ready. And also what we offer here is that we have a provisioning channel for them, so we can intervene directly on the agent itself.
Mm-hmm.
If there are any special configuration to be done, or if there is some issues with it, we are able to enter it directly over our provisioning channel. And also we update them automatically. And also the normal agents, the Windows agents and the Linux agents automatically update.
I see. Okay. Well, so Lorenzo, thank you for this. Finally, I think we are through all these questions, and so wie gesagt, Test-Accounts und so weiter, wie üblich, formlos bei uns einfach requesten und wir richten Ihnen diesen jenen entsprechend ein für sonstige technische Fragen. Unser Team ist entsprechend vorbereitet. Wir haben schon einige Tage vor dieser Session das für unser osteuropäische Destination, also Nestec DOO, gelauncht und gemacht und haben auch die entsprechenden Techniker hier, die sich mit dem Produkt beschäftigt haben als solches. Die Kontaktdaten hier nochmals gut sichtbar eingeblendet und ich würde sagen, alle anderen Fragen bitte gerne jederzeit an uns zu stellen oder auch gerne in den domotz Ressourcen nachzulesen. Bleibt mir nur noch Sie zu ersuchen, das vielleicht an Ihre Kollegen im oder außerhalb des Unternehmens weiterzugeben, dass wir hier eine sehr, sehr preiswerte, jedoch sinnvolle Netzwerk-Monitoring-Lösung im Portfolio haben. Der Anbieter hier sehr motiviert ist, auch weitere Zusatznutzen im Multitenant-Bereich insbesondere anzubieten. Wir würden uns freuen, wenn Sie dazu gerne Kontakt mit uns aufnehmen. Danke für die Zeit. Wir haben doch einiges überzogen. Danke, dass Sie geblieben sind. Und ich wünsche Ihnen zum einen einen guten Appetit, Mahlzeit, sofern jetzt die Mittagspause ansteht. Und auch danke sehr für Ihre Teilnahme und eine schöne Woche noch.